What is up, guys? Welcome back. So today, the S24 Ultra, a long overdue video, but this is just where we are. I've been using this device since launch. Basically, the S22, the S23 Ultra, a refined version, and that's what we have here in the S24 Ultra. Just a perfected version of the previous phones over the last few years from Samsung, and I'm here for it. This phone does everything well. This, at the end of the year, will be a lot of creators' best phone of the year. This thing is it's just a powerhouse. It does everything either fantastic or very, very good. There isn't one thing about this device that I think is bad, except for the price. $1,300 starting price point for the 256 gigabyte. Prices on cell phones are a little extreme at this point, except for OnePlus. OnePlus, congrats. You did it big this year and last year with your devices. I wish other companies would give us more bang for buck, but $1,300 for this. The 15 Pro Max was like $1,200. And then you get companies like OnePlus giving us fire for around $800. But saying all that, take the money and the price out of this. How has this phone been for me since using this since launch? You can see I have the gray colorway here, the titanium build. Big fan of it. I actually like it. The more I used it, the more I have fallen in love with titanium. The light feel. At first, it didn't feel as premium as the S23 Ultra because of the feel and how light it is. But over time, I do like it better because it's more comfortable and just better to hold, right? You get that light feeling phone. It's still a very big phone, 6.8-inch display. But now we have a flat panel on here. We have a flat display, just like we've had on iPhones throughout their history. We get it now with the S24 Ultra, and I am in love with this display. A lot of talk and a lot of people have had problems with the vividness of this display, with it being less saturated than previous models, and to each their own, right? I haven't noticed really any difference with my display. I still think it is a fantastic, if not the best display on a Samsung or on an Android device, hands down, pretty much on any phone. Better than the iPhones, better than any other Android device, better than the Pixels, whatever it is. This, the S23 Ultra from last year, have been my favorite displays that I've ever used on a phone. So the overall build quality, the hardware on this device, again, it's just a refined version of what we had in the past years. And I love it. It's simple, it's elegant, it's clean. It's just a stunning phone, and it's even nicer when you have this thing in your hands holding it. Now, let's talk about battery life. So battery life on a phone these days, look, all I wanted is a phone that gets me through a day, and this does it hands down. And I think that's where we are with most phones, right? Name me one phone that you use on a daily that doesn't get you through a day of use. So the S24 Ultra, a lot of times I don't even charge it up. 5,000 milliamp battery on here. And depending on how you use it, I'm a heavy user on my device. Emails, watching content, always on it. Texting, phone calls every day. You know, doing the things we do. Posting on social media, binge watching TikTok and Instagram Reels. And I still, at the end of the day, if I have a full charge, which is rare because I don't really charge my phone at night because the battery is so good on here. But if I did have a full charge, by the end of the day, 30 to 40% battery life on here. Most days, I start the day at around 50 to 60%, and that gets me through the day. And then I'll top it off for maybe 15, 20 minutes to get me back to 40, 50, 60%, whatever it may be. And that's what I'll use the rest of the day or the next day. And it'll get me through that day. Every now and then, maybe I use it too hard and I have to charge it up here and there, but I do not charge this phone every day. And if I do, it's for about 15, 20 minutes a day. So battery life on here is excellent. There are phones with better battery life, but this phone right here gets me through a day, and that's all I can ask for. Now, another thing that I love about this device, if you want to see all the specs on this device, this is not the video for you. We're going to talk about the cameras on here, what I love, and some of the things that still bother me with the cameras on here. But you can see how good the cameras on the S24 Ultra. We get the new 5x zoom with the 50 megapixel camera, different from last year with 10x zoom. But this is a better and cleaner camera than what we had last year. pictures on Samsung devices have kept improving over time, and this is no different. We are getting some excellent photos here, just clean. Look at this picture right here of this bird. Now, this is just, you know, with the shutter lag that we've had in previous years, you would hope to get the good picture. Now, shutter lag is still there. It is improved. They have improved upon shutter lag drastically, but it is still there. But the picture quality that you get on this device is just pull it out and shoot. And you can see right here where I did have some shutter lag causing a problem. So the bird here, and then the shutter lag here where it's out of focus, and I kind of missed the moment right there. But overall, the cameras on here, just pull out your phone, point and shoot, and you're gonna get a good picture pretty much every time. Now, there's still gonna be some oversaturation. I kind of prefer that with my photos. If you want something more natural, some other phones, you know, give you that. iPhones give you that, but Samsung and what we get on their photos, they've always been a little oversaturated, and that's just what I like now. It's what I prefer, that vividness, that brightness, that, some of these photos just look absolutely fantastic. Now, video quality on here is fantastic. Probably the best on any Android device that I have seen. I still think iPhones do it best, but this is, I mean, if we're talking iPhone at 1, this is 1A. They have finally caught up to pretty much what iPhones give us with video. I'm still going with Apple and iPhones because it's an ecosystem that I'm in, but you might prefer Android devices. And at this point, I don't have any, I won't fight you on it. The video quality on the S24 Ultra is fantastic. Now, the AI features on here, I don't really use them. You know, the one that I do use is, you know, circle to find something. So say you're on Instagram and you want to find something, we'll go, if it will load, we'll go up and we'll look for something. And for instance, this bag. So we'll pull up, circle it, and we'll see what we get from Google. And it gives us the golf bags that you see in the picture. And that's pretty much the only one that I use regularly. Some of the other features, like some of the camera features with AI, they work great. I don't really need them because I don't mind like reflections in some of my cameras or in some of my photos. I kind of prefer that. It kind of gives it the more realistic look. Of course, if you're a professional photographer, it might ruin your photo, so I understand using something like that. But the transcription on here, all of the AI features on here, at first I thought it was a gimmick, but it does make the phone better. And the fact that you're going to be able to get this on the S23 Ultra towards the end of the year, I think if you have the S23 Ultra, there is still no reason to upgrade at all, because that is still a beast of a phone, and you're going to get all the features that we get with AI on the S24 Ultra. You're going to get that on the S23 Ultra towards the end of the year. So the build quality on here, the photos, the video, the battery life on here, the AI features, and then we come to performance. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is a beast, the most efficient chip that we've had on an Android device to date. And it's a monster. It's just super efficient. That's why we get great battery life. It's only a 5,000 milliamp battery. I say only because we've had 5,000 milliamp batteries in phones in the past that didn't give us a day because it wasn't as efficient. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 just brings this to a new level. This will do anything you want, and it will not struggle at all. If you want to game, go ahead and game. If you want to use DeX and just do whatever, use it as a computer, you're going to be able to do that without any issues. There's not going to be any hangups or delay with anything on the S24 Ultra. Now, the S Pen on here, again, this is a very expensive phone, and it's the only reason I have it is because I'm making content. But if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I would have kept the S23 Ultra. The S Pen is not something that I typically use ever. For me, if I get bored, I'll pull out the S Pen and I'll use it just to play around and just have some fun. But I'm not a big user of the S Pen, but I have a lot of friends who are, and I'd rather have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. But if you don't need the S Pen, then take a look at like the S23 Ultra from last year. Cheaper, And you're going to get all the features of AI on that phone at some point, or even the S24. I do have a video dropping on the S24 very soon. The S24 will give you 90% of what this phone is, including all of the AI features, without that crazy price tag. It's still a $1,000 phone, which is very expensive, but you're saving at least $300 if you go that route. But the S24 Ultra, again, this phone is a monster. My favorite phone of the year. I've been using this and the OnePlus 12 side by side, and I have a full review coming on the OnePlus 12 and comparisons going up against both, not only against each other, but with the 15 Pro Max, the 15 Plus, and the S24. A ton of videos coming. I've been out of commission for a while. Just a quick follow-up video on my thoughts and what's been going on with the S24 Ultra. Hands down, one of the best Android phones you're gonna buy in 2024, and it's only February, about to be March in 2024. This phone is a monster. It's a beast. It will do anything and everything you want. Great photos, great battery life, great video. Couldn't say that in the past. AI features, 7 years of software updates, which is a big deal. Kind of gimmicky. I don't think anyone that I know will ever use a phone for 7 years. Maybe some of the older generation, but I don't even think, my mother is old and she's not going to use her phone for 7 years. I wouldn't let her use her phone for 7 years, but if you do, the software updates will be there. So, you know, a lot going on here with the S24 Ultra. It's going to be one of the best phones of the year, but that's it, guys. Don't upgrade if you got the S23 Ultra, and if you want to save some money and you want some other options, the OnePlus 12, incredible device for almost half the price of this phone. So let me know what you think. Just a quick follow-up on the S24 Ultra and how I am feeling about this device. Peace.